What's up?
In today's video, I'll be going over more tips and techniques for dealing with photo etch. Alright, we're going to take a look at these funnels first, and then from there we'll go on to the main mast. So that being said, let's get into it. So as you can see, I already have the skin of this photo etch wrapped around the plastic part. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get this part on film. I had to anneal the brass several times, and it was a real to fit around the plastic part. Here's a photo from the instruction sheet, and you can see what I was talking about, where you have to remove all the plastic detail first, anneal the brass, and then glue it all down to the plastic parts. I'm quite happy with the way it turned out, and maybe next time I'll be able to show you the rolling process for forming this type of detail. All plastic parts will have a mold seam or parting line on them. You can do this with a hobby blade or with some sandpaper or sanding stick. I like to use both in the process, as the sanding after the scraping will get parts back to round or smooth them out and get them looking a little cleaner than you would with just the knife blade. And as you can see, I have a nice round smooth part ready to assemble. It may seem an obvious thing to do, but when I'm sanding a round part, I like to rock it back and forth in my fingers while I'm sanding. This just ensures that you won't get any high spots or ridges on the areas where you remove the parting line. Sometimes you'll find parts that need to be drilled out or deepened, and your best bet for this type of job would be a powered rotary tool. I recently upgraded from a Dremel to this Proxxon, and I have to say the Proxxon is light years ahead of the Dremel. Do yourself a favor and toss that Dremel piece right in the bin and get yourself a Proxxon. I like to go at it slowly, taking small nips at a time. If you go too aggressively, you run the risk of possibly melting the part, so just be aware of that. And to clean off any burrs or dust on the part, I'll use a little bit of Tamiya Extra Thin just to clean that up. This does take a little extra time, but I feel adding these extra details really helps make a difference to the appearance and quality of the finished model. And I think you'll agree when you see the parts all glued in place. Here you'll see I'm adding the extra thin to a tea candle, and what that does, and I've said this in other videos, is somehow it keeps the CA glue from drying out. I've had it last a couple days without going off. Give it a try and let me know what you think.
Nice.
When removing photo etch off the frets, it's always best to use a hard surface to do that. Some like to use a sheet of glass or a tile. I prefer this black acrylic sheet. First off, it's softer so your blades last a little longer. Second, it helps me to see better when removing the part from the fret. On delicate parts, it's best to use something thin and flat to get under that piece. When cleaning up the brass parts, it's best to clamp them down as tight as possible. These Tamiya bending pliers doing here, and why wouldn't you? Please consider subscribing, hit the bell icon below so you never miss an episode, like this video, leave a comment, and share this video with others in this great modeling community. And most importantly, don't forget to keep those brushes wet.